first graders. I am going to do some writing with you today. So if you'd like to get your green writer's journal and have it nearby with you, you can work with me on our writing today. Okay? Last week with me in a small reading group, we wrote about a time you had fun with a friend or a pet. Okay? Now, that was called a personal narrative. It means it's something that actually happened to you. Okay? We're going to write another one, but this time we have something new to think about. Remember, it has to be something that actually happened to you. Today, we're going to write about a time you went outside. Okay? A time you went outside. Well, we've been outside lots, I'm sure, but you have to think of one special time that you want to write about today. Okay? So, there are 3 things you'll need to think about before you write. The first thing is, who were you with? Okay? Who did you go outside with? The second thing is, what did you do? What did you do outside? And the third thing is, how was it? Was it fun? Was it scary? Was it exciting? Was it incredible? Okay, that is the third thing. So, who you were with, what you did, and how would you describe it? Okay, was it fun, scary, exciting, or anything else that you can think of? Okay, so my turn to think. Okay, and you can think too. I'm going to show you first how I'm just going to list some things on my whiteboard. You can do that too. I'm going to put a little bullet point. That just means I'm putting out a thought. It doesn't have to be a perfect sentence. So the first thing I know Mrs. Garris told me to think about was who I was with. Ooh. Maybe you were with a pet. Maybe you were with a friend. Maybe you were with your mom. Maybe you were with your dad. Okay, maybe you're with your brother or your sister. Okay, just so I remember that I need to include that in my writing, I'm going to put that I was outside. I'm just going to write mom. That tells me, all right, that's who I was outside with. Okay, the second thing that Mrs. Garris said I need to think about is, what did we do? What did we do? Well, my mom and I, whenever we go outside, we're usually taking a walk. So I'm just going to write a walk for now, and I'll add more details about it later. And then the last thing Mrs. Garris told me about was I needed to tell how I would describe it. Okay, so my walk with my mom, I could describe that as fun. I mean, I could describe that as exciting. It's kind of hard because we were walking up lots of hills. But, I think it was pretty relaxing. So I'm going to use that word. Okay, so now I know I have the 3 things in my mind brainstormed about my personal narrative. So that means next I can write. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my face off of here so you can see my whole notebook. Okay, and I'm on a nice blank piece. I am writing a personal narrative about how my mom and we went for a walk, and it was relaxing. Now, I'm not going to put this all in one sentence. I'm actually going to make it into about 3 sentences. Okay? Let me grab something to write with here. We always make sure we start our sentences with a capital letter. So I want to tell who I was with. So I will start with my mom and I. Okay, let's see if my light. My mom and I. Okay. Look at my finger spaces. See my capital M at the beginning? My I is capital because it stands alone. Okay. I still have some space to fit the word went. Outside. Period. So your first sentence might sound a little bit like mine. You might be telling who, and you're telling us that you went outside with that person. Okay? My mom and I went outside. I have a period. That's the end of my first thought. See how I have my first item here? Okay, good. I wrote a sentence. I can check that off about who I was walking with. All right. Now, I didn't tell them yet I was walking, so my next sentence is going to be telling what I was doing. And we went for a walk. Okay, now, remember I said it was kind of hard because there were a lot of hills? So I can kind of add something to that in my next sentence. Instead of just saying we went for a walk, I can say capital W, slide up, slide down, slide up. Yep, there's my W. We went, let's see, I can fit 4 there. We went for a walk. Now we went to the state park, and at the state park there's lots of hills. So I'm just going to say we went for a walk in the, instead of hills, I'm going to use the word dunes, because that's what those big sand hills are called at the state park. And there's my period. Okay? We went for a walk in the dunes. Period. That's the end of my second thought. So I have a period for my first thought about I was with my mom. I have a period for my second thought where I wrote what we did. We went for a walk in the dunes. Okay? Now I have no more room on this line, so I have to start my next sentence on this line. And my last thing is I need to tell how it was. Well, I had fun, but it was really relaxing. You know, it feels good to get fresh air. So my mom and I went outside. We went for a walk in the dunes. It, capital letter. Why did I do a capital letter? Because it's the beginning of a sentence. It was, I'm going to put the word very. And, relaxing's a pretty long word, but I think I can fit it. So I'm going to keep my finger space and write the word relaxing. And a period to finish. Okay? This is an example of my personal narrative. I told it was relaxing, so I can check that one off too. Now I'm going to reread to make sure it makes sense. Will you read it with me? My mom and I went outside. Period. I'm double checking I put my period there. Now I'm checking did I use a capital letter. Yes, I did. We went for a walk in the dunes. Period. I ended that thought. Now my next sentence should start with a capital letter. Yep, I got it. It was very relaxing. Okay, good. I told you who I went with, I told you what we did, and I told you how it was. Okay, so it's your turn now, first graders. Go ahead and think of a time you went outside. Think about who you were with, what you did, and how it was. I cannot wait to see your writing. Make sure when you take a photo of it that it's nice and big on your screen so that I can make sure I can see your writing on my screen. Good luck, first graders, and let me know if you need any help. Talk to you soon.